guys, so I started in Jiu-Jitsu kind of like 13 years ago, 12 years ago. Since I was 17 years old, 16 to 17 years old. Now I'm 28. And then I started in Judo first. I started training Judo, with 14 years old, like 13, 14 years old. With the Calazans, Junior Calazans Jr. He was a great friend of mine, and since I was a kid. And his daddy is a judo master, and his daddy gave my first gift for me. And I started to train judo, every single day. I was going to the school, at that time, like high school. And after the school in the morning, and the nighttime I train. Afternoon and nighttime, we did a lot of we trained a lot of uchikomi. So I train hard. And then I discovered jiu-jitsu. After 3 years after judo, and then I started with one guy who teaches us like from another city. But sometimes the guy is like, he cannot be on the city like every single day. We train like 2 times a week jiu-jitsu and 3 times a week judo. And then I started to like more jiu-jitsu than judo, because judo is like hard if you start to learn like late, older. So, and then I start to put all my dream, in jiu-jitsu, And since I started in jiu-jitsu, I started to train 3 times a week, 3 times a day, I started to train like a professional, since I was like white belt, and I started to feel good. I started to really love the sport, really love the art. And then I started to compete, I remember I lost my first compete, I got 3rd place, my first compete. And then after that, after 6 months, training hard every single day, with Luis Carlos Dagmar, he's under Osvaldo Alves, he lives in São José dos Campos right now in Brazil. It's one small city, close by São Paulo, like 100 kilometers from São Paulo. And I started training to him. He put me to run, to do sprints, to do a lot of things about cardio, about strength conditioning. And he started also teach me a lot of techniques. He's under Osvaldo Alves, Osvaldo Alves like black and red belt, is like a old master, in jiu-jitsu. He really good too. And also I trained with Osvaldo Alves too for kind of like 1 year in Rio de Janeiro, when I was blue belt. And after that, I came back to São Paulo, I got my blue belt in 6 months training, and then I got my blue belt. And after, I stayed in the blue belt like for 2 years, and one of these years I trained with Osvaldo Alves in Rio. And then I came back to São Paulo, to São José dos Campos, and then I started training with my coach again, Luis Carlos Dagmar, because I didn't have money to stay in Rio, it's so expensive to be there. But I really learn a lot, And Careca is a great master, and he said to me, Andre, you need to find some place to be better, because here, like, we don't have too much people who really like to train like you, So we need to find a better team for you. And then he gave me the purple belt to me after 2 years in the blue belt. In the first year of the blue belt, I won the awards, And the first year I got 2nd place, and the 2nd year I won, on my weight division. Then I got the purple, and then he get the purple, and then he bring me to Tereré, He asked me who I like to train. He said, hey, Andre, what do you think to train in Rio again? And I said, oh, Rio so far. let's go train in São Paulo, you know. And then he said, okay, so you like to train with somebody else? And I said, let's train with TDD, you know, all those guys, you know, or Léo Vieira, you know, because we have a friend there, you know, like Felipe Brown, and he trained there, you know. He talked about the train, you know. And then I asked Felipe to bring me there, and then he bring me. And then I met TDD in Abu Dhabi in Brazil in 2003. I was a purple belt there. And then I met TDD on the tournament, and I knew Jacare a long time ago, you know, from Osvaldo, because Jacare fought again from Osvaldo team, you know. And then Jacare introduced me to TDD, and then TDD just say, hey, André, you can go whatever you like, you know, so it'll be good for you, you know, and anytime you can be here, you know, and train with us. And then okay, and then next day I drove to São Paulo, got the bus, and then I started to train to him. And then he invited me to be with him, you know. I lived with him for a long time. I live on his house, you know, and he gave me a lot of support, you know. He showed me a lot of techniques, you know, and I started to train with him like every single day, and also live with him together for like 2 long years, you know. And every single day he teach me a private, you know, every single day, you know. And he started to show me how to train, you know, how to rest, you know, everything. And then after 1 year, after 9 months on the purple belts, you know, I won the Worlds, I won the Open class in the Worlds too, I won the World Cup weight class and Open class too, you know. And then he gave me the brown belt. As soon as I got the brown belt, I start to, you know, to beat everybody and win everything in the brown belt. You know, I think I lost just two matches on brown belt, you know, in the Open class division, but on my weight division I win all the tournaments. And then because I train really hard, you know, there, physical train 3 times a week, Jiu-Jitsu 3 times a day. Also one time I train a technical part of Jiu-Jitsu with TDD. And then after that, you know, after 1.5 years in the brown belt, Teles, who's a partner with TDD, he asked me about the black belt, you know, because, you know, I show for everybody like my techniques, my skills, and I won all the tournaments. And then he said I was available to get the black belt. And then I got happy, you know. But TDD in 2004 he had some problems, but right now he's so good, you know. He lives in London, you know. I'm so happy for him. And because that, we come back to Careca, you know, my first coach, and then he gave me the black belt in March 17th. Will be like 6 years right now, 6 years ago. Next week will be like 6 years ago I got him a black belt, you know. And then I fought my first tournament in black belt was Pan Am's in 2005. And then I won this tournament, you know, the final against Akasi Wernicke, was a world champion too, tough guy. And I won the tournament, and then I start to win, you know, in the black belt too. You know, now after 6 years, I got like 3 titles on the black belt more, you know. So and then I got 3rd place in the last world I fought in 2008. And I stopped for a while, you know, like for kind of like 2 years, since 2008. After I won the Worlds, I started to do MMA. For a while, I have 7 fights of MMA, 5 wins, 2 losses. I fought in Dream, I fought in Strike Force, you know. And then now I just come back to Jiu-Jitsu because I feel like I need it, you know. Now I have my gym here, you know, in America, and I want to to represent my team, you know, Atos Jiu-Jitsu, you know, and then Also, I opened this team like in 2009 with Ramon Lemos. 2008, end of 2008 to 2009 with Ramon Lemos, you know. And the team is doing great, you know. And now we have the camp here, and everybody's here to train, you know, in 2011 to be ready for the Pan Ams, also the Worlds, you know. And I'm so happy to be here, you know, and to give all my energy for those guys, you know. And now I'm just come back with the gi, you know. And I have a dreams, you know, so I wanna win the Worlds again, you know. So I wanna keep fighting, you know. I'm feeling young, you know, no injuries, you know, nothing, healthy.
Will you be focusing more on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu this year as opposed to MMA?
No, I got a mistake because I just left Jiu-Jitsu and just train a lot of MMA. I think I need to train Jiu-Jitsu like all my life because this is my root, this is my key, you know, and I need to keep my smile, my axis, you know, like how you say, like sharp. Yeah, I need to sharpen my axis, you know. So I need to drill, I need to fight, I need to train, you know. I need to do that, you know, because I love jiu-jitsu, you know. I cannot like let my jiu-jitsu going down, so I need to keep my jiu-jitsu high.
Any advice for up-and-coming grapplers? Any advice you got for them?
The guys who start to train, like
that want to become champions.
Yeah. So the advice is like, if you have a dream, you know, just do it, you know. Just believe in yourself, you know. Just if you really know, if you're really feeling like you really love the fight, so keep training, you know. Because the secret is not like, it's not about the dream, it's not about the I like fight. It's about love, you know. You need to love what you do, you know. So everything you do, when you love, will be perfect, you know. You're never will be tired, you're never gonna be like angry, you're never gonna be unhappy. So always you'll be happy, and always you're gonna be ready to fight and ready to be champion. So if you train, the consequence is win. That's it. So you need to train. I don't believe in talent, because if the guy has the talent and the guy don't train, you'll never be champion. So if you don't have a talent, or if you have a dream, or if you love the fight, if you love jiu-jitsu, if you love fight anything, you can beat everybody. You can be the best guy ever.